What if I told you that the Wraiths from Cyberpunk 2077 are even more vicious and dangerous than you think? Vicious to the point where their leader in 2020, Dogkiller, wore actual human skin as clothes. It's scary, I know, so let's dive deeper into their history. To get a better explanation on why they are like that, we have to go back to the collapse, one of the most important events in the universe, which is basically the collapse of the US. After the economy crashed, many people lost their jobs, and to actually understand the scope of the collapse, keep in mind that the World Bank and World Stock Exchange was gone, completely wiped from the face of the earth. And every depression so far that happened in the US is nothing compared to what happened during the collapse. And because also changes in climate and constant storms and wars demolished all of the fields around the world, the economy, or well, any security in the future was gone. So what happened after that? Chaos. People were attacking each other on the street for food and things they can sell to survive. That's when also the military rolled up and established the martial law throughout the US, but that didn't help de-escalate the situation. And because huge cities, even Night City, became too dangerous to live in, or generally every city going from LA to San Francisco were war zones. New York, everything was completely demolished. People decided it's time to leave, so families packed and went into the Badlands. And those were the first nomad families, actual families of people that later found other families to form clans or nations, because they will survive if they stick together. I actually made a video about all of these 7 nomad nations, so definitely check it out. Now, nomads were already ostracized from the society because statics, or well, people living in the city, simply couldn't understand them. Those families were roaming throughout the US to find work, and usually nomads do construction work, transport, etc. And nomads are most of the time calm people who don't attack other people randomly. You see, these families establish rules and regulations that will stop them from acting like animals, but rather as a functioning group for the benefit of everyone, so they can actually get more work and generally provide more security and some future for the clan, family, or nation. And your nation and your family and your clan always comes first, and you never do anything to actually hurt your clan or steal from your clan. Now, as it is in the world, every group has its bad guys. Now, of course, not only the good people wanted to leave the cities, all kinds of scum and criminals decided to do it as well. And in their mind, they are nomads. It's their right to attack other compounds or groups to take everything for themselves. Survival of the fittest. Of course, nomad clans didn't tolerate that, so they excommunicated a lot of people who committed those crimes. And keep in mind, a lot of the things that were actually reported in the cities and why the statics don't really like the nomads is because of the Raffenshiv and because of the Wraiths, because Wraiths attack people, they kill them, and all of a sudden in the news they are portrayed as nomads, even though they are technically not the good guys, and also not the nomads you know. Now, when you have so many people being kicked out, they have to survive somehow. So the rogue nomads who share similar ideals banded together into a clan, or you can call it even a nation, Raffenshiv. Now, the entirety of Raffenshiv is made from those rogue nomads, and they pretty much all act the same, but one group stood out even more, and those are the Wraiths. You see, the Wraiths are the banes of the Badlands. They attack everyone and anyone they can. There are no rules, regulations. The only rule is get us a lot of stuff. We don't care how you get it, or if you get it, keep everything for yourself. As I said in the beginning, their leader in 2020, which is most likely gone in 2077 from the lore entirely, was Dogkiller. He was so vicious and dangerous that he wore actual human skin as clothes. It's only rumors from the Badlands, but judging from their way of doing things, it wouldn't surprise me. Wraiths are not complete morons though, they are more than capable of hitting transports, attacking outposts and doing all kinds of crimes with skill. But still, they are an enemy to any other nomad nation, but generally never had the strength to take them head on. They usually just roam around at night trying to find a small settlement or a small outpost to raid. Raids also don't work with anyone, or if they are sometimes contracted by some gunk, he usually ends up dead in an alley because they are notorious for breaking deals and taking stuff for themselves. For example, if you task them to get you 10 cases of weapons, they will deliver that to you, take the money, flatline you, and then also take the guns, so most of the jobs they do are organized by them and they are not being contracted all that much. Their favorite thing to attack are lonely convoys, which don't have good protection. That's why people hire out other nomad families to help with transport, because you would rather have people who know the area to transport stuff for you, and nomads are the masters of transport. That's why you never trust the raids, especially if you are Pen and Palmer and the raid is Nash Bane. You will see it in the game if you haven't already. So why do people, or well, the government, allow these groups to function? Well, because they don't care and the society you know is pretty much in ruins. So in their defense, there are no rules. But from the lore perspective, everyone who knows the history hates the raids because they don't care who they attack. It could be a mother and a child surviving and they won't care. They will actually attack the compound or a house. And other nomads hunt the raids whenever they can, especially if they start hitting their transports or their outposts. Now going back to the Raffenshiv, their entire society there is based on strength, so the stronger and the most dangerous you are, you will be placed higher in their hierarchy. Stronger members always abuse the weaker ones, and they even trade their own weak members like animals. So is there anyone who will hire the raids? Well, let me ask you a question. If you had a group of people who will take any job, and I mean any job, who would you be and why would you hire them? Corporations actually secretly cultivate their group because from time to time a corpo is going to hire them to do something absolutely crazy, a job no one else will do, well, except for the raids. Now, even though nomads are pushing war parties to hunt them down, raids and the Raffenshiv are not going anytime soon. And for as long as society continues like this, the more of them will be. And this was the history and lore of the raids. I will also dive into more characters, factions and events that happened in this universe, going from the original source books to the video game. Thank you for watching, smash that like and subscribe button for more, and also tell me down below what you think about the raids and what do you want to see next. Also join our growing community on Twitter and Discord, and I do have a Patreon page. If you were looking for an extra way to support the channel, you can do it through the link below. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.